Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is a pretty good game, but there's also some pretty good boss fights in the game too. So what are my favorite boss fights in Donkey Kong Country's Tropical Freeze? At first it was kinda tricky figuring out what fights I like in this game. I was gonna have that polar bear be on here, and then I realized that there's only 2 fights I like in this game. And I'm not kidding when I say this, I actually had to look up the names for these bosses. We have Poppy, I cannot say the rest of his name for the life of me, and Boom or something. I also can't say this name too. Without wasting any more of your time, let's get into my favorite bosses of Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. So our first boss of the game is an actual seal, I'm not kidding about this, and he has a bunch of these penguins forced to watch his show. Wait, no, I mean to say that they're not being forced. Poppy is kind of a show-off and decides to force you into his little circus act, and so you're basically forced to perform with him. What am I even talking about? No, he just wants you to be a part of his show. He's definitely not going to do anything bad to you. So this is not going to be the first time I bring this up, but the music. God damn, the music has no reason to be so hard in this game. It honestly kinda elevates it, especially with the Super Baboons Brothers fight. I want you to just listen to this music and appreciate it. I bet that music really elevated your spirit. Anyways, what are you doing in this fight? Well, it's pretty simple, but knowing what game this is, it also is not simple at the same time. You know, it's the first boss in the game, but you know what? Throw a challenge at me if you wanna. And it makes me appreciate this fight for that. So Poppy will slide on down, and you'll be able to jump on his back. That's it. Pretty simple, right? But sometimes he'll throw a little curveball into his performance to make it entertaining for the audience, which are definitely entertained, I'm not lying to you. The fight will ramp itself up in difficulty as it goes on. It will become a little more challenging, which is not the first time a Tropical Freeze boss will do that. So just keep your cool, and you'll be able to beat this fight. Avoid all the new obstacles that are being thrown at you, and jump on Poppy's back, and once you're done doing that many times, you beat the fight. And finally, those enslaved birds can get out of here. If you're really good at this game, you'll be able to beat this fight with no effort at all, but I suck at this game. Something to be noted about the boss fights in this game is that you gotta learn how they actually work before you finally beat them. You know, trial and error. As for that, there's not much else to be said about this boss. At least it offers you a challenge. So now, we move into these guys right here. So Donkey Kong and whoever he brings with him just walk in, they get their bananas stolen, and they get laughed at by these guys. So Donkey Kong does the only thing that he's good at, committing violence against his own kind. I remember Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. So again, I gotta bring up the music. It really fits these guys, like really well. Listen to it. So this fight has a lot more to deal with. You're gonna want to jump on them when they're swinging down on a rope, but avoid their hammers when they have the hammers. They could do a bunch of other stuff too, like spin dash. They could also use some bombs and revive their dead loved ones. This game confirms to us that Donkey Kong has canonically killed somebody's family before. Something I like about this fight is that you really gotta laser focus on everything here, because one slip up, you're dead and you have to redo the fight again. It can be kinda overwhelming trying to avoid their attacks, especially with the fact that now you have 3 things to deal with at once. But that's why I like this fight, there's just more to it than the other ones. If you're really good at this game, you'll be able to beat it, but I'm not, so I had to do it multiple times. But something to be noted is that it really likes using bombs, so keep that in mind. And slowly kill its family so you can finally get rid of the thing in the end. So those are my favorite bosses in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Yeah, it's only 2 of them, but those are just my favorite bosses. So what are your favorite bosses? Let me know and I'll see you guys next time, and bye.